It would have to just be the perfect thing. They asked me before to come back. They asked me in the last year and a half to come back. When I was offered this. When I was in Boston reading this script, I was in Boston saying, okay, then this. And this is the first time I've said, well, there it is. It's that. That's what I missed. I want to give absolutely the fans what they're saying. So come back. I want to come back for that specific reality.
Hey everyone, Just Be here, and hot off the press circuit, our boy Omari Hardwick, aka James St. Patrick, aka Ghost, was doing his press run this week for his new movie called The Mother that he stars in with Jennifer Lopez on Netflix. And he was asked, of course, if he's ever going to come back to power. And so I'm going to be reacting to that interview that he had with a few different journalists this week who asked that exact same question. But man, listen to what he says when they ask him about coming back. It's so shocking. I was not expecting to see this. So I'm going to play it. Here we go.
It would have to just be the perfect thing. They asked me before to come back. They asked me in the last year and a half to come back. When I was offered this. When I was in Boston reading this script, I was in Boston saying, okay, then this.
As in just recently?
And then the then this went to stars, and then they didn't come back giving me what I wanted on the then this. So if they gave me the then this, if they give me the, you know what I mean?
I know.
Yeah.
It's a possibility.
Yeah, you know, the right that.
The right that. What he's saying here is if they did this about a year and a half ago, they were shooting season 3 around a year and a half ago. Oh my gosh, they were trying to get him on this current season. Wow. So then he says, let's pull it back. Watch what he says.
It would have to just be the perfect thing. They asked me before to come back. They asked me in the last year and a half to come back.
In the last year and a half. So that's when they were around the time they were filming season 3 of Ghosts.
When I was offered this. When I was in Boston reading this script, I was in Boston saying, okay, then this.
So he said, okay, I'll come back. If you want me to come back, do this.
And then the then this went to stars, and then they didn't come back giving me what I wanted on the then this. So if they gave me the then this, if they give me the, you know what I mean?
If they gave me the then this, then I would have been back. That's crazy. So then what do you guys think the then this is? Here's what I think it is. It's 3 things, right? Number 1, I think it's money. I think you got to pay me what I'm worth, because we remember in the Pivot podcast, he mentioned that when he was on the show, earlier on the show, not later on, but earlier on the show, he didn't make what he was supposed to have made, right? And I think it kind of evened out and got a little better as the seasons progressed. I think it's either, okay, pay me what I'm worth up front, right? I have more experience since I've left Power, so you're going to pay me what I'm worth. The second thing, I think, is that if you guys look at my other video about his other interview he did with John Bernthal about why he left the show, I think allegedly, I got to say allegedly, the second reason is he wants an apology from Courtney. I think that's the second thing. And then the third thing, again, just speculating here, is I believe he wants better closure for his character, and he wants more creative control over how that happened. And unless he can get that, he's not coming back. But the fact that they asked for him to come back is huge. That is crazy. Wow. So it's a possibility. So for everyone out there is like saying he ain't coming back, like they asked him. They asked him to come back. He just said this week. They asked me. About a year and a half ago, they asked me. I told them sure, but they never got back to me when I told them what I wanted. But I found something else that he said this same week as well about the same question about coming back to Ghost. And it answers what actually was the then this he was talking about. So check it out. So here he is on the Rich Eisen show, which I don't know where it's from, but Roku or something apparently. But it is literally just the same week which he said that previous clip. It's the same week as he's doing a press tour for his new movie. Here's what he says when he's asked about coming back.
I got Omari Hardwick here on the Rich Eisen show. How much power do you get when you're walking around? How much of that do you get from people?
Yeah, I get it still. You know what happened, Rich, was that there was not. It's one thing in basketball, football, baseball, the world sport, soccer, tennis, whatever. Everybody is still playing themselves. So I said to somebody, to a fan the other day, she said, Omar, you can never be offended. The fans are saying that you just that role. And I'm like, I try to bring that to every performance. It would be as if one performance from one of the greats in any respective sport, that someone relegates them to only that singular performance for that singular game.
Right.
You know, I mean, it's like almost going, forget you, Kareem. You got hurt. We know the story. Magic went in, 45 points, rookie year, playing center, guarding 5 people. You're out. Kareem goes, wait, I got like 30,000 more games to play. Now you're out. So it's an interesting thing to have the love conjoined with, cool, the mother. I get it, though. But when you coming back for power?
Right.
Right.
Yeah, I see you were promoting something, but what's happening with, because Ghost coming back, right? And
The fans be like that though. And he had to check somebody in his Instagram comments about that the other day, because they were asking, like, he was promoting the trailer for his new movie, and they were like, cool, you need to come back with Ghost. And he was like, no, that character's gone. I'm not coming back or whatever, right? And he's like, no, just no, right? But support this instead. And I get it. You know, you don't want to be typecasted, but unfortunately, I think he has to realize that he is, I don't want to say he is, but he kind of is. People see him as that character. They see him as Ghost. But what he's saying here is like, look, I get it. I love the character too, but you guys got to be able to at least support the other stuff that I'm doing as well, and not always, every time you see me out in public, be like, hey, when's Ghost come back? Hey, when's Ghost, you know, like keep on bugging me with that. So I feel him. I feel him on that though.
it's hard. It's not hard in terms of it not being obviously a blessing. It's a quality dilemma. To have one fan in life, Rich, is crazy. To have 2 fans is a lot.
Of course.
So to have, as you know, the number of fans that you and I get to walk down the street and have people stop me,
Millions.
Rich, Omari, that melts me with humility, but it is interesting where Omari wears characters, and they get so dialed into that versus the guy playing the character.
Well, they just obviously.
Yeah. They're saying that, hey, if you love me so much, support everything I do. Support all the roles I'm in, not just Ghost. But listen to what he says here, though. It's getting juicier.
Love your performance in it, and they loved what you were able to do with your
For sure.
performance in
And
it.
I'm thankful.
And they connected with you because of that, and they adored you.
Because I'm the best dad ever, Rich.
You are that, and they'll follow you.
But even
wherever-
as Ghost, even putting bullets in people's head and selling illegal narcotics throughout the greater parts.
Well, they know it's not
of New
you. It's not you. That's why it's called an anti-hero. You know what I mean?
I loved it.
And so
I love playing him, and I still forever miss the opportunity. This is what I miss. I never got to say this.
okay.
But Rich Eisen show makes this.
Probably missed the character of Ghost, man. I missed that character on the show.
But this is Eyes On, guys.
Eyes
All
on.
This is some Wu-Tang.
Yeah, eyes on.
This shout outs to Meth Man.
Oh, he's trying to get the drop, Mike. He's trying to get the drop. Right
They didn't
here.
do it, Rich.
No, he did. He's got it.
Holler at your boy.
Okay, I'm gonna holler at you. So what this opportunity has afforded me, Rich, is the moment of saying what I miss most when people go, yo, you miss it?
Yeah.
I go, this is what I haven't been able to say. I miss most the opportunity to
Now watch this. He said that he's never had the opportunity to say this before. He's about to drop something. Check this out.
take the story to where I thought it could be taken in terms of the ending.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Jimmy Gandolfini, when you think about the fact that like a beautiful collective of art that you and I go to the Getty to look at. And you come out with one thought, Rich, and I come out with another thought, and we go and we have a couple brews together, and we go, what would you think about that Jackson Pollock? And I go, what did you think about that one? For me, it's the fact that we left a beautiful audience that I need everybody who's looking at this interview on the Rich Eisen show to hear me say, I can never be more humbled than what Curtis, Courtney, Mark Canton, Chris Albrecht, Carmi Zlotnick, stars as a network, my castmates, my crew, all the C's, all befitting. What everyone afforded me an opportunity for my life to change, but most importantly, giving the fans what I thought they deserved, which was the right and more appropriate ending. Not that the spinoffs couldn't happen, that's dope,
Right.
but the right and appropriate ending. I wish and miss perhaps that opportunity. And I've never been able to say that. And this is the first time I've said, well, there it is. It's that. That's what I miss. I want to give absolutely the fans what they're saying. So come back. I want to come back for that specific reality. But sometimes you can't rewrite that which has already been written.
Boom. He says flat out for everyone who wants to know, I want to come back. They asked me to come back. I set my terms. They, being stars, being the show, being whoever behind it, you know, They didn't respond. I know I listed some things before in terms of saying like money, being paid, Courtney, apology. But now he's talking about the ending of the show, right? As character. I think number 3 is probably where he really was kind of focused on and saying, look, I'll come back for whatever, but the way how it ended, listen to what he just said. The way how it ended, I'm not a fan of it. That ending wasn't it. Like, all love, but you guys know, and he's talked about this before on the Pivot podcast. I hated the ending. The reason why a lot of people have an issue disassociating with his character and the fact that, he's gone is because of the ending, bro. Like, we know the character had to go, but it's how he goes out. I talked about this on my last video. It's how the character goes out. If we got to see a little bit more of his backstory, if we got to see a bit more emotional payoff, and we don't feel so, cheated that it happened that way, it would have been better. But what he's saying here is, look, want to come back. They asked me to come back. I said my terms. They said, no, it's on Stars and the showrunners at this stage. I'm telling y'all, man, someone behind the scenes, I already said who was before, allegedly, bro, they stopping us from getting what we want to get. He's ready, they're ready, but someone's behind the scenes in their feelings. Big time. And it's sad, man, because we could have a better payoff for this character, see him reintegrated back into the show. I'm not saying he comes back alive. I'm not saying that, right? But in some way, form, or fashion, can he get what he wants? Can we as the fans get what we want? And then the network get what they want? Like, can we make that happen? And if all he wants is better pay, I mean, you guys think about it. If your old job, who, quote unquote, would have fired you, right? Basically said, look, we want you to come back and for a week or so. Okay, cool, I'll come back, but here my list. And they don't give you the list, you're not gonna come. And you're still gonna feel some kind of way. That shows you that there's still something going on in the background. But shout out to Omari, man. I'm gonna check out his new movie. I encourage all of you guys as fans who love Power, who loved Ghost, like, support the work he's doing right now. Like, go and watch his new movie and support it. And don't, we want to see him come back, but let's show him that, look, we're gonna love whatever it is that he does anyway, and just show him that we're there for him, as fans of his and whatnot. But there it is, man. Like, it was all set up, but somebody behind the scenes is still blocking it, bro. That's what it is. Sad to say, but let me know what you guys think in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff, and until next time, peace.